Neil Diamond's story is often remembered through the sound of stadiums singing back his words, but behind that sound is a life shaped by struggle, persistence, and emotional depth. From humble beginnings to global fame, his journey reflects both the power and cost of artistic success. This is not just a tale of hit songs, but of a man who transformed pain into music that connected millions. Yet, while the world heard celebration in his voice, his personal path was marked by loneliness, sacrifice, and resilience that defined every stage of his extraordinary life, an enduring legacy in music history. Childhood in Brooklyn, hardship and hope. Born in Brooklyn in 1941, Neil Diamond grew up in a working-class immigrant family facing constant financial struggle. His parents carried the weight of survival, often stretched thin by low income and uncertainty. The household was filled with love, but also silence shaped by exhaustion and worry. As a child, Neil experienced instability early, moving between environments and adjusting to hardship. Movies and music became his escape, offering glimpses of a brighter world beyond poverty. Even in those early years, he learned to observe emotions deeply, absorbing the world around him in ways that would later shape his songwriting voice. First guitar and education years. At around 15, Neil received a modest guitar that became his most valued possession. Though simple and imperfect, it represented possibility. He practiced constantly, driven by curiosity and emotional expression rather than formal training. Later, he attended New York University on a fencing scholarship while studying pre-med, a path chosen for stability rather than passion. Yet music pulled him away from academics. Between classes, he sought opportunities in Manhattan's music district, often carrying songs instead of textbooks in his mind. This period marked the beginning of his conflict between security and artistic calling, a tension that never fully disappeared. Struggles in Tin Pan Alley. Neil's early attempts to break into the music industry were met with rejection. He visited publishers in Tin Pan Alley repeatedly, performing unfinished songs and asking for opportunities that rarely came. Doors closed quickly, sometimes without even a full hearing. Despite discouragement, he persisted, returning again and again with new material. Eventually, he worked at a small music company for a modest wage, writing under pressure and uncertainty. When that opportunity ended, he was left with little stability. These years tested his resolve, forcing him to confront whether music was a dream worth continuing despite constant setbacks. Songwriting breakthrough and hidden success. Neil's persistence began to pay off when his songwriting found unexpected success through other performers. One of his early compositions gained massive popularity when recorded by another group, turning into a global hit. Though he was not yet the face of the song, his writing reached millions and proved his talent on a large scale. This moment marked a turning point, shifting him from struggling writer to recognized songwriter. However, the irony remained. Others were performing his voice before the world knew him as an artist. Still, this success opened doors and established his reputation in the industry. Emergence as a performer. As his songwriting career grew, Neil stepped into the spotlight as a performer. Songs like his early solo hits began to chart, revealing his distinct voice and emotional style. Then came Sweet Caroline, written quickly during a creative burst, and later becoming a cultural phenomenon. Audiences embraced it instantly, turning it into a communal anthem sung in stadiums and gatherings worldwide. This song transformed him from successful songwriter to global performer. Yet, even as crowds grew louder, Neil often experienced a personal contrast. While thousands sang with him, he frequently returned to quiet hotel rooms alone. Fame and emotional isolation. With fame came larger audiences, greater success, and increasing isolation. Touring life placed him in constant motion, moving from city to city, stage to stage. While the world celebrated his performances, his personal life became more detached. The emotional weight of constant travel and expectations created distance between public success and private fulfillment. He often found himself surrounded by people yet feeling alone. The applause never followed him backstage, and the silence afterward became more noticeable. This duality defined his career. A man adored by millions but frequently disconnected from everyday personal grounding and emotional stability. First marriage and family distance. Neil's first marriage brought moments of love and stability, along with the birth of children. However, his rising career demanded increasing time away from home. As tours expanded, his presence in family life diminished. His partner managed household responsibilities while he pursued music across cities and countries. Over time, emotional distance grew, not from lack of care, but from absence and exhaustion. The demands of fame created a quiet strain that became difficult to bridge. Eventually, the relationship ended, shaped by the reality that success often required sacrifices that personal relationships could not always withstand. Second marriage and growing pressures. In his second marriage, Neil experienced renewed family life and fatherhood again. For a time, it felt like balance might be possible between career and home. However, the intensity of touring and recording continued to expand. Children grew up during his absences, and family routines adapted to his unpredictable schedule. While financial success provided comfort, emotional presence remained limited. His partner carried much of the daily responsibility of raising children while managing life without consistent support. The relationship, though meaningful, faced ongoing pressure from the demands of a career that rarely paused or slowed down. Divorce and reflection. After decades of marriage, the relationship eventually ended in divorce, marking one of the most significant emotional chapters in his life. The separation reflected years of accumulated distance rather than sudden conflict. Financial settlements drew public attention, but behind them was a deeper story of exhaustion and unmet emotional needs on both sides. Neil himself acknowledged the cost of his absence, recognizing the personal sacrifices made in pursuit of music. This period brought reflection and quiet acceptance. He continued performing, but with a deeper awareness of how success and personal connection had often pulled in opposite directions. Later years and health challenges. As Neil aged, his pace slowed, and health challenges began to affect his ability to perform. Conditions that impacted movement and performance eventually led him to step back from touring. Despite this, his music continued to resonate widely, carried by generations who grew up with his songs. Even when he could no longer appear on stage as before, his influence remained strong. His life became a reflection of endurance, both artistic and personal. The challenges of later years added a new layer to his story, highlighting vulnerability alongside a career defined by strength and emotional expression. Outro. Legacy of a living anthem. Neil Diamond's legacy is not only built on chart-topping songs but on emotional truth woven into music that transcended time. His journey from hardship to global recognition reflects both extraordinary achievement and profound personal sacrifice. He gave the world anthems of joy, longing, and connection, even as he navigated loneliness and change in his own life. Today, his music continues to unite people across generations, proving that storytelling through song can outlive its creator. His life remains a powerful reminder that behind every voice that moves millions, there is often a deeply human story of struggle and resilience.